There are so many reasons to eat food. Meeting with friends, dinner with family, protein for our muscles to get bigger and stronger, calcium for our bones to grow, convenience, hunger pangs, stress, depression, social, cultural, physical, and emotional reasons. Welcome to 7410 Style. Did you ever think you should be eating for your brain's health? And that brain health can drive our mental health, including depression? It's so easy to forget about our brain. Let's explore 4 critical links between nutrition, the brain, and depression, and tips to boost your mood. Number 1. The brain is a hungry organ. The brain is only about 2% of our body weight, but it consumes 20 to 40% of the nutrients and calories that we consume. The brain also receives about 15 to 20% of our blood supply. The brain needs a constant supply of oxygen, glucose, and essential substances like amino acids, fatty acids, minerals, hormones, and neurotransmitters because it's working 24/7. The quality of what we eat can make a difference in how well the brain performs. The researchers for this study define a poor diet as food high in saturated fat, refined carbohydrates, and industrial processing. They write, since various mental health conditions, including mood disorders, have been linked to heightened inflammation, this mechanism also presents a pathway through which poor diet could increase the risk of depression. Tip number 1, avoid foods high in saturated fat and refined carbs and ultra-processed foods. What is high in saturated fat? Beef, lamb, pork, full-fat dairy, products like butter and ice cream. High in refined carbs, white bread, pastries, cookies, cakes, and some breakfast cereals. Ultra-processed foods include hamburgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, chips, candy, soda. So the brain is always working? What is it doing? Number 2, the brain is a control center. The brain and gut produce neurotransmitters, chemical messengers carrying signals between nerve cells and regulating various functions such as sleep, appetite, mood, reward, pain, motivation, attention, memory, and learning. The signaling pathways in the gut that modulate those brain functions need several different vitamins and minerals, not just 1 or 2 at a time. For example, for tryptophan, an amino acid to be transformed to serotonin, a neurotransmitter, takes 4 different vitamins and 7 different minerals, like vitamin B6 and iron. A deficiency in amino acids, vitamins, or minerals can cause imbalances or disruption to the control center's communications, which leads to neurological and mental disorders like depression, ADHD, and Alzheimer's disease. There are several nutritional deficiencies that affect brain health. I'll cover them in our upcoming email newsletter, 7410 Expanded. 7410 Expanded is free every week. Subscribe for more content, a whole foods, plant-based recipe, and weekly encouragement on this journey of a healthy, cruelty-free, compassionate life. Link is in the description below. Okay, back to tip number 2. Tip number 2. Supplement with a broad-spectrum micronutrient like True Hope's Empower Plus or Hardy Nutritional's Daily Essential Nutrients. We are not sponsored by these products, but no over-the-counter supplements have been the subject of over 50 research studies like these 2 have. They're not your standard multivitamin. In this study of a broad-spectrum micronutrient, half of the respondents showed improvement in their mood at 1 year. Most notable was that over 90% of those who reported severe or extreme depression or anxiety at program entry showed substantial improvement. Trying to remedy depression with a single micronutrient like vitamin B6 doesn't work. The brain needs all the nutrients to optimize its health, especially under stress. Let's take a look at another brain function. Number 3. The brain can change and adapt. The brain can rewire itself in response to life experiences. It can form new connections between nerve cells and modify existing ones. This is called neuroplasticity, but it can also be influenced by negative factors like stress, trauma, abuse, neglect, and substance use. People with neuroplasticity issues often show decreased brain volume or low levels of a protein, BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a key molecule in neuroplasticity. They tend to have depressive symptoms. Nutrition influences the growth of new neurons, the formation of new connections between neurons, and the repair of damaged neurons. So a healthy diet like the Mediterranean-style diet with a variety of vegetables, fruit, whole grains, and legumes has shown benefits in depression. Exercise, sleep, and nature exposure also appear to help mood. Tip number 3 is to get up and move more. Work on your sleep quality and go outside. You don't have to lift weights with the bodybuilders or run a marathon. It's enough to go outside and walk or do body weight exercises like yoga. We talked about sleep quality in this video. I'd love to go outside, look at the trees, the sky, the water, even just watch the dogs play several times a day. What a mood lifter. Now let's circle back to the gut microbiome. Number 4, our gut microbiome is critical to brain health. Estimates are that there are between 30 trillion and 400 trillion microorganisms in the human gut, and from 3 to 100 times more bacteria in the gut than there are cells in the human body. Crazy, right? Microscopic, living creatures, some one cell, others multicellular. What are they doing in our gut? Producing and regulating neurotransmitters. Some neurotransmitters, like serotonin, are mostly made in the gut. But that's not all. The gut microbiome communicates with the brain through the vagus nerve. The gut biome even influences inflammation and immune response by producing anti-inflammatory or pro-inflammatory substances, depending on what the body needs. This 2020 review of research on depression and the gut microbiome found that people with depression have a less diverse gut microbiome, with higher levels of bacteria associated with inflammation and decreased levels of bacteria associated with anti-inflammation. But we can change our gut microbiome. Doctors Kaplan and Ruckledge write, dietary patterns strongly influence which microorganisms thrive in the gut and which do not. Tip number 4, eat a plant-based diet, whether it's whole foods plant-based or healthy vegan. A variety of vegetables, fruit, whole grains and beans, and legumes will support your gut microbiome. Don't forget foods that contain alpha-linoleic acid, ALA, which the body is able to convert into EPA and DHA. You don't have to get it from animal or fish sources. Plant sources of ALA include walnuts, flaxseed, chia seeds, and leafy green vegetables. And if that's not adequate, there are vegan forms of EPA and DHA. We are living these tips, and they have been amazing for our mental, physical, and spiritual health, boosting mood, giving us a joy and vitality for living, especially knowing that animals don't have to suffer and unintended marine species don't have to be discarded as bykill. For every 1 pound of fish caught, 5 pounds of unintended marine species are caught and discarded as bykill. Living with depression is not inevitable. You can boost your mood and reduce depressive symptoms. Do you have a favorite tip? We'd love to hear about it. Please leave it in the comments below. Hey, we really appreciate you and want the best for you. Please like, share, and subscribe for more. Start with nutrition. And remember to take it one day at a time until it's 7 days a week, forever 10.